This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, Now It Gets Down and Dirty. I am now absolutely convinced Donald Trump will win the 2016 presidential election. There is no doubt about it. I came to this conclusion because the press is now in full panic mode and is developing bonsai attacks on Mr. Trump. In other words, they realize Trump's popularity is surging and they're scared to death he will win. Over the weekend, the New York Times printed a sensational piece designed to discredit his relationship with women. It's called Crossing the Line, How Donald Trump Behaved with Women in Private, May 15th. The Times has never been a fan of Mr. Trump's, but the problem with this story was their facts were incorrect and the story fallacious. For example, Roanne Brewer-Lane, the main subject of the article, has come forward to claim the Times misquoted her and misrepresented the facts. She is reportedly upset with the Times for running the piece and is highly complimentary about Mr. Trump. By running this column on Trump, the Times has essentially morphed into a gossip rag with little credibility. Next, we come to the Washington Post, also not a fan of Mr. Trump. Last week, reporter Bob Woodward revealed the Post had formed what amounts to a SWAT team of 20 reporters to dig into Mr. Trump's past in order to dig up any dirt. Undoubtedly, they will report he is a racist, sexist, practices unscrupulous ethical business practices, and is basically corrupt. No, they will not be reporting on the many charities he supports, his acts of kindness he has performed, and the good relations he has with his employees. Let us not forget the Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and a major contributor to Democratic candidates and programs. So do not expect a fair and balanced review of Post reports on Mr. Trump's past. This is so upsetting to Trump supporters, they are calling for a boycott of Amazon. The New York Times and Washington Post are not alone in their criticism of Mr. Trump. Many others, such as the Huffington Post, the Los Angeles Times, Politico, CNN, NBC, and ABC, have had him in their sights for a long time. Remarkably, they have no interest in delving into the indiscretions of the Clintons or Senator Sanders. Now, why would that be? Even President Obama has begun to take punches at the presumptive GOP candidate and skewers him at every possible chance. Then again, being attacked by the worst president in American history is probably an asset, not a liability. The disturbing part of all this is the reports and speeches coming from the liberal left lacks credibility and ranges from misleading to the absurd, and is going to get worse over the next 6 months. This obviously means Mr. Trump is hitting a nerve with the media. Interestingly, none of this will take Mr. Trump down. Instead, it will solidify the public's perception the press is evil, has too much power, and has gone too far. Further, the more the press complains, the more the Trump ratings go up as he fights back. Mr. Trump has no problem swatting back at the press like flies via social media. But I also expect to see his supporters push back against the media as well, perhaps through social media or by picketing and boycotts. The efforts by the media to take Mr. Trump down would be laughable if it wasn't so vicious in intent. The difference here is that it is time to fight slanderous accusations with facts, something the media is no longer interested in reporting in this presidential year. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce of Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.